Hello my friends, it is freaking cold today, so it is an Oodie kind of day. No, this is not sponsored, but I do love my Oodies, so I'm gonna wear it and be warmer for it. Today we are talking about the books that I'm very excited to read in 2024. 2023 is quickly coming to a close, which is insane, and it's also insane that I think it's insane literally every single year. I'm very looking forward to 2024. Lots of big good things coming, including these books that I really want to get to. I have slowly been compiling books that I want to read that are releasing in 2024, and it made me realize that the only time I knew that a book was releasing is if I heard about it from someone else or I saw it on the author's social media. I was talking to my mom about this, and we were trying to figure out like what is the most common way that people hear about new books coming out that they want to read. So I'm really curious to know how you learn about book releases and, you know, books to come. House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. It is the third and hopefully final book in the Crescent City series, but we know how Sarah J. Maas is. We thought the ACOTAR series was over, and it is not, but that's okay. I'm so excited to read this book. I'm so stoked to see how this series ends. Then we have Simply the Best by Susan Elizabeth Phillips. I've read a few of her books now and really enjoyed every single one that I've read. And this is the next book she's releasing, but it's also the next book in the Chicago Star series, which is one of those book series that I kind of want to try and get to, but there's 10 books in the series, so it's not my top priority, but I do want to try and get to this one. It looks like it's going to be so much fun. It looks like there's a little bit of a sports character, a little bit of one of those like quirky, kind of a hot mess female characters. Apparently there's a murder involved. It says it's going to get messy and dangerous and heartbreaking and sexy. I don't really care what it's about. I just want to read it. Then we have The Catch, which is the third book in the Influencer series by Amy Leah. I actually haven't read X's and O's yet, but I do own it. It's right here. I don't know if you can see that. But I did read Set on You, which is up here, and really enjoyed it. So I want to finish and continue that series. It says a grumpy lobster fisherman tosses a fashion influencer's impeccably curated life overboard in the next romantic comedy. Apparently there's fake engagement, and in return he helps her, so I guess like a contractual relationship. There's small town. Sounds like it might be Grumpy Sunshine. It looks like it's going to be really cute. This next one is a little off the cuff. I saw someone post about this on Bookstagram and I thought it sounded really interesting. I probably won't read it physically, but I'll probably listen to it on audiobook, and that is Normal Women: 900 Years of Making History by Philippa Gregory. The reason this caught my attention is because apparently it's like 900 years of history, but how the women affected it, because a lot of the textbooks just talk about the men leaders and this and that, and that's why I really enjoyed Kristen Hanna's book recently, The Nightingale, because it told that little piece of history of World War II, but from the women's perspective and their sacrifices. That's also why I loved Silence of the Girls, because it told the story of the Trojan War from the women's perspective. So I think I'm really gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna add it to my female rage bookshelf that I have on Goodreads. By the way, if you want to become friends on Goodreads, feel free to send me a friend request. I have my link in the description and also on my channel page, I think. I have been reading the Hades and Persephone saga for a little while now. When it first released and like exploded across social media, and it did not disappoint. I'm really excited to finish the series. The last book in the series is A Touch of Chaos by Scarlett St. Clair. As you can probably guess, this story follows a kind of modern day Hades and Persephone dark romance Greek mythology retelling. There is a little bit of magic, so it's definitely on the fantasy side of things, but it does have a very modern feel to it. And then Scarlett St. Clair kind of pulled a Stephanie Meyer on us and allowed us to have 3 books from Hades' perspective. But what I think is really interesting is Hades does a lot of things behind the scenes, and the book is just completely different from the, you know, Touch Of series, because we get to see all of the things he's doing when in the other books we're focusing on Persephone. So I've just really enjoyed this series. It's very steamy, very spicy. It touches on a lot of dark topics, so it might not be for everyone, but I really personally enjoy it, and I'm excited to finish that series. This next one I'm so excited to read, and I will be buying it probably day of or week of it coming out, and that is The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. This is actually, I don't know what this series is called, but it is a companion novel to The Cheat Sheet. It follows one of Nathan's teammates from his football team from The Cheat Sheet, and so it's just another cozy romance by Sarah Adams. She has become one of my auto-buy authors, so I will be consuming this when it comes out. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this next book. I read A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches earlier this year and absolutely loved it, and immediately put this book on this TBR list like as soon as I finished it. And that is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana. I don't know if it's in the same universe as A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. It kind of seems like it, but it doesn't look like it's a series. I'm not entirely sure. An enchanting novel about a witch who has a second chance to get her magical powers and her life back on track. Then we have Funny Story by Emily Henry. Now, I haven't read Happy Place yet. I've been so nervous to read it, but I hope to do that soon, and Emily Henry is still an auto-buy author for me. I don't even know what Funny Story is. I just saw that Emily Henry was releasing a new book, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna add it to my list. Next we have Heavenly Tyrant by Jiren J. Zhao. This is the second book in the Iron Widow series. I am so excited to read this book. I'm very excited to reread Iron Widow, to read this book. I really enjoyed it. Just the female rage in this book was excellent. It has so much potential for the series. Also, I was so mad at that cliffhanger in the first book. Now this one, I'm a little wishy-washy on, but I still think I'm going to give it a try, and that is This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. I read Every Summer After, absolutely loved it, and then I read her next book, Meet Me at the Lake. I did not like it. So I'm going to be very curious to see how she writes this book, how similar it's going to be, how different it's going to be, because she's still kind of doing that summer trope, second chance romance. This is going to kind of be that book that decides whether or not I continue reading Carly Fortune or not. Next we have The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. Again, I have no idea what this book is about. I'll probably go in without knowing anything. It's just because Christina Lauren is a one-click author for me. They're an auto-buy author for me. It says, Christina Lauren returns with a delicious new romance between the button-up heir of a grocery chain and his free-spirited artist X as they fake their relationship in order to receive a massive inheritance. When I was doing research about the series that I was in the middle of, I saw that this had become a series when previously it wasn't a series, and that is The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. I loved The Girls I've Been. I read it, I think, in January in this vlog, and I think I gave it like a 4.75 star or a 5 star. It was so fun and quick and clever. I just loved it. And so when I saw that this is now becoming a series, I was very excited. And it's called The Girl in Question. Oh, and it's also about Nora. So it's a continuation of The Girls I've Been. I had no idea. I thought it might be like a companion novel thing, but no, it's still about Nora. We have Cross the Line by Simone Soltani. I believe this is her debut book. The reason I found out about this book is because I follow this artist on Instagram. I'll put her information in the description, and I saw this cover and I fell in love with it, especially because the main male character is smiling fully. I feel like we hardly ever see that on a cover, and it just really caught my attention. So that caught my attention, so I decided to follow the author, and it's her debut book, and she was going to self-publish it, and then it got picked up. Like, it was about to be published, or it should have been published already, but it got picked up. All I really know is that this is F1 driving, Formula 1 racing, but you can just like tell there's a lot of sass going on here. Like, you can just tell. You can tell it's gonna be flirty and fun, and that's all I need to know. Then we have Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Let's be honest, I really need to catch up on her book releases. I need to read Love Theoretically, and I need to read Check and Make. This queen is literally releasing so many books a year. Like, Ali, my queen, I can't keep up. A forbidden secret affair proves that all's fair in love and science. Oh man, I am so excited for this next one. That is Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren. It is a Flynn Rider and Rapunzel retelling. I don't think I've mentioned it on this channel, but I used to work at Disney. I used to be friends with a few of the characters, and Rapunzel was one of my friends. And even before I got to work at Disney, I loved that movie. So that was just such a surreal, special thing to me. And so anything to do with Rapunzel, it means a lot to me. As soon as I saw this announcement, it went on the list. I haven't even read any of the other meant to be books in the series, so maybe I should look into those and give those a try. Okay, I haven't even started the Love Light Farm series, but I just know that I'm going to love it and enjoy it. I already have the first 3 books in this series, and so the 4th book by B.K. Borison comes out this year. Oh, it is the final book in the Love Light series, though. I don't know why I thought there was going to be 5 or 6 books. Ooh, I see something about a tattoo studio. It looks like it's opposites attract. No strings. When I was doing research for my series that I'm in the middle of, I was looking through pretty much every book I've read in the past 5 years and if they were series or not. And you know, if you look on Goodreads, if it's a series, it usually keeps it in parentheses, like what series that is. And I ran across this and I said, no. The next book is The Darkness Within Us. This is going to be the sequel to The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. I read The Shadows Between Us a couple of years ago, and while it wasn't like the top highest read ever, it was entertaining. It was a bit ridiculous, but I had a good time reading it. It was very entertaining and amusing, and so when I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to read the next book too. We have Hera by Jennifer Saint. Jennifer Saint just recently became an author. I have read all of her works thus far and I've really enjoyed all of them. Again, that whole like female rage, writing history and stories from the female perspective when normally it's told from the male perspective. I love that. The next book is the 5th book in the Married to Magic series by Elise Kova. Now, I did not like the last book that she released in this series, which was Duet with the Siren Duke. I got about halfway through and I had to DNF. I feel bad saying it, but I just didn't want to finish it. I will be giving this series one more try with A Dawn of the Wolf Knight. It sounds like it's going to be a Little Red Riding Hood retelling. Next we have The Wedding Wish by Erin Sterling. This is the 3rd book in the Kiss Curse series. I read both the Kiss Curse and the X-Hex last Halloween season and had the best time, and I immediately searched up when the next book was going to be, and I was really bummed to see it was going to be 2 years later. But that's okay, authors need breaks too. It's about Bowen Penhallow and Tamsin Bly. So not having to do with the original characters of the first 2 stories, but it looks like it's in the same world or the same town. Alright my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to know in the comments what books you are most looking forward to reading in 2024. I am just really excited for these authors and these books coming out next year. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well whenever and wherever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone!